Good morning. Do you want it? Slichna. Good morning and welcome to Vienna. You are tuned in to the Underwater Rugby channel bringing you the Euroleague. This is the 5th season, 2nd round, and we are in Vienna. The first match of the day will be between Molde and Akkaren. And the lineup for Molde in blue, wearing number 1, Bård Inge Pettersen. Number 2, Jakob Larhammer. Number 3, Øystein Holm. Number 4, Even Bjørnerem. Number 7, Iver Bjørnerem. Number 8, Captain Øyvind Duhus. Number 11, Jon Ryder Hegdal. Number 12, Mattis Mikkelsen. Number 13, Geir Magnestrand. Number 15, Marius Skåre. Number 17, Leif Sjøvik. Number 33, Naol Nordahl. And number 87, Mattis Valby. On the opposite side of the pool, wearing white for Akkaren, number 3, Tord Nærland. Number 8, Rune Nielsen. Number 11, Marius Bunes. Number 12, the captain, Trond Helge Lillevik. Number 13, André Martensen. Number 14, Håken Volderhog Francis. Number 15, Erik Måstad. Number 21, Joshua Rogayawa Seaman. Number 24, Uland Hermanovic. Number 29, Christian Schaefer. Number 73, Adne Pettersen. And number 88, Øyvind Trohog. The substitute players, I'll read their names quickly. Number 2, Øyvind Mellem. Number 4, Benjamin Vesterfjell. Number 10, Arild Blokum. Number 16, Alexander Carr Doll. Number 21, Sander Lane. Number 25, Christian Drab Los. The referees for the first game here, the first match, they are on deck, Thomas Mørk. And in the water, Robert Glock and Kajsa Lindman. The protocol referee, Wolfgang Denk.
I get blue team captain, white team captain over here? We agreed on that.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, the players are hopping in the pool, and deck referees standing up there getting ready. Pretty soon we'll hear the notice 1 minute before the match will start. And this is an all Norwegian affair here. The Oslo club Akkaren against Molde. Molde, the defending champions. They've won the Euroleague 4 years in a row. And Akkaren is struggling.
White team ready, blue team ready.
And they're off. First to the ball, Molde. Over to the left. Also boarding, and Pettersson delivers the pass. They're on the side. Can't force their way past the back, but Pettersson passes over and back around. They've got the basket. The goalie's got no defender below. Akkaren manages to get the ball, but they're struggling to clear their zone. Tied up. Drawn to the surface here. And the pass comes out, taken by Molde. Now Molde's back on offense. And they're holding on to the ball. So far, it looks like Molde has got a much better situation. They're calmer. They're putting a lot of pressure on. Wouldn't be surprised if they scored soon. And they're working, able to attack the basket, and they don't even have to swim out. They just pass down to the next player. Akkaren now has a chance, but they cannot find a pass to clear the zone. So I'm joined here by an expert commentator, and you are?
Hi everybody, my name is Jan. I'm from Vienna. I'm the trainer of Vienna.
Jan Kinderman.
Jan Kinderman, my name. Yeah.
So Jan is injured. He's not going to play today, and he's kindly agreed to help out a little with commentary. So I'll say generally what's happening, and then you'll give some expert analysis of what you see and what you think's happening. But you'll agree that Molde is dominating utterly right now.
Very much so. We just saw another very dangerous attack. Started overboarding who really dangerously attacks the goal from above. And now it's Eva Bjørnarem passing back to
Boarding again.
To Boarding again, and they really make a lot of space around the goal. They really push it in. Yep, there it is. They had it coming. They took a lot of space around the goal, and defenders had a hard time trying to get in between again.
What do you think about the fact that they didn't even have to swim out with the ball ever? They just kept passing downwards to the next player or passing sideways. It was Geir Magnusson.
Goal assist.
The goal was scored by the captain here. That's
was it Oyvind Nyhus?
Yeah, it was Oyvind who scored this goal. Yeah, they
Number 1.
we saw that Akkaren had a really hard time to try. They won the ball several times, but they couldn't manage to really get it away from their own goal because Molde forecheckt very fiercely from the very second on they lost the ball. So now we'll see if Akkaren can manage to calm the game down a bit to keep possession for a bit. they will surely try to gain a bit of confidence in this match. So you see that Akkaren here was trying to hold the ball not even that close to the goal. Okay, it's free throw. What happened? So it's free throw for
Wide free
Akkaren.
throw.
Probably holding.
Yeah, it has to be holding without the ball.
So
Roughing. Wide
Roughing.
free throw.
Roughing, okay.
roughing. Okay.
But that's good for Akkaren because they really need to stay in possession to calm the game down a bit and to take the rhythm out of the game of Molde. And here you have a... Well, you see that they have a hard time finding their players because they are not that... There are not that many players really underwater close to the bottom as Molde would have an attack, and now they lost the ball. And I think here we'll see a counter-attack. It's Oyvind. Over to Mattis Valby.
Valby's a Swede who moved to Molde.
Yeah, he was originally was a player for Malmö Triton. And we have Iver, he goes, Bjarnarem, he goes over the goal, but he's clinched away.
They managed to get the ball. Now it's this question of can they clear the zone?
Yeah, okay.
They haven't been able to do it well, and they fail again.
Yeah, it was Lillevik who won the ball in defense for Akkaren, but he was unable to get the ball free.
Trond Helge Lillevik's a captain of the team.
Yeah, he's a
very experienced player.
Very experienced, also with big prowess, so he's really a tough guy. So here we can see the Molde player on the bottom, who took the space up for defenders, who positioned himself too close to the ball, and now he has gotten the ball, and it's really tough position for Akkaren to defend once he takes such a lot of place and space. But they managed to survive. So next wave coming in with Nyhus.
Yeah, and now they're right over the goal, and
They're
they've got the
trying to
goalies back again.
And this was Ivar Bjarnarem here who scored here. I think we can see that Akkaren is trying to defend by trying to clinch the players away. So as soon as one player gets close to the goal, they try to clinch him away. You see number 14 who did that, but eventually Molde players managed to pass the ball downwards, and when the defender was on his way up clinching, there's no defender left under the goal. That's when the second defender comes too late to.
When you say clinching, do you mean that they're trying simply to hold on to the body, or are they trying to grab the ball?
No, they're trying to grab the ball, and they're trying to grab the player with the ball and pull him together with the ball away from the goal.
But as we can see here, Ivar Bjarnarem is a very big, strong guy, so holding on to them is not easy.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not easy. So it's a bit of it's a bit typical to see this when you're the team with that's generally supposed to be less strong, and also the team with less underwater time in average. You will see that a lot, that when they get to the situation where they win the ball, they are actually already quite done for, and they don't have the strength and the power left to really put much into moving the ball and moving it away. So they'll try to clinch because then they can stay still. Okay, it was Pettersson. He moved the defender away, passed to the left-hand side, and was Even Bjarnarem. It was Even Bjarnarem who nearly scored.
I thought
and boarding a Pettersson, he got the ball back again, but couldn't score. And maybe now we see a counter-attack for Akkaren. But you see the forechecking this time was not really strong for Molde, so they could escape quite easily. Akkaren could escape from their own half quite easily. And now they're holding the ball at the surface, trying to calm the game down. And he goes in all alone, tries to pass the ball over to the left-hand side to number 14. Just doesn't really arrive. Ivar Bjarnarem on the counter-attack now.
They're going to go all the way on the bottom, straight into the goal, 2-on-2.
He plays the pass to the left-hand side. Is
a goal.
Second goal for Oyvind Nyhus. It's a typical counter-attack goal for Molde.
Goal number 8, assist number 11.
It's an important thing when you see a counter-attack like this one to watch what Ivar Bjarnarem was doing. He didn't pass somewhere in front of the goal. He really went into the defender who was sitting in front under the goal, tried to take him away and make some space, so the next attacker would have half a second of time to score.
He did that work.
Yeah,
to prepare
it's a really important thing on the high level. You need to take responsibility once you have the ball. You need to make things happen. Well, that's quite around the head for Strand here, but he let go.
Only momentarily, yeah.
Yeah, he let go. His head is free to move a little bit.
A little bit more again. So here they come. It's another attack, and coming from above, passing down, but it's picked off, and Mattis Volby coming in on the right side. He's makes a speculative pass. The ball bounces down. His teammate doesn't see it.
Oh wow, that was lucky for Akkaren because.
Yeah, but now they're.
Okay, but the goal was free anyways in the end. I couldn't see who scored there right now.
It was chaotic around the goal.
Goal number 7.
But yeah, what we could see here was that actually Akkaren is really on the back foot here because when they won the ball, they were already so stressed and done for that they really just tried to throw the ball out and hope that one of their teammates would pick it up and go forward.
Bjorn Rem scored again.
Okay, so that makes 2 goals for Øyvind Nyhus now and 2 for Ivar Bjørnaram.
Yeah, but we should say that the entire team from Molde has been active in breaking down Akkaren. It's not.
No, it's not unusual that you end up with 2 or 3 guys who just end up being the
big
best,
scorers, yeah.
the big scorers. Molde wins the ball. Here's
again, it was Bjorn Rem, wasn't it?
Okay, defense is sitting.
Now they've tied them up, and so have you changed your playing style to hold the ball out more at length after your Euroleague time, or you already didn't play like that?
No, I always play with the ball on the long arm because I have long arms and not as much force as most of the players here. So now we can see Akkaren stabilizing in defense here a bit, and Evan Bjørnaran trying to bring the ball in over to Nordahl. It goes the way down to
bounced off his head there.
Okay, now counter-attack chance for
number 15. That's Erik Mostad.
Ah yeah, he changed number. That's why I didn't see it. So can Akkaren put up some kind of offense? Bjørnaram
2 players
moved away
he
from
couldn't get the ball to his teammate, and instead they lose, and it's another counter.
We'll see how that goes. Evan Bjørnaram got the ball, but he's being attacked quite well. And again, counter-attack is always the job for the good swimmers.
And
Marius Skara, can he bring the ball down to boarding? No, it's even Bjørnaram.
Yeah.
And he scored again. Wow. That was a tough position to score, actually.
Assist number 15. Goal.
So the assist goes to Marius Skara.
7.
Third goal for Ivar Bjørnaram.
Yes.
Warning to white number 12 for kicking.
That's the captain. That's Trond Helge Lillevik.
For king.
He's at back, so So
yeah,
there's been a warning for the one of the Akkaren players for kicking. We'll see if we can see what they're referred to.
Delayed call.
Delayed call, says Thomas Merck.
Yeah, so that is a foul that happened some seconds before the game was stopped, but they let it run because it was advantage for the Molde team in this situation. But the referee can still give the warning later. So that's what
if
just
they
happened.
call that again on him, it'll be 2 minutes.
Yeah, if he is to be seen doing the same thing again. So what's being called here? We have another interruption. It's free throw for Akkaren again.
4, 6, 7. White, too many players in the water. 2 minutes.
Exchange mistake here.
Oh wow, exchange mistake. That's a bad thing. We have a little discussion going on over the left-hand side.
7 players in the water.
So Akkaren so messed up right now that they had 1 extra player in the water, and they will now suffer a 2-minute penalty.
Yeah, so they will have to compete with 5 players against Molde 6. That will
the
be
next goal.
until the next goal, which actually in this case might come quite
Very
quickly.
soon, yeah.
So we see that Molde is already taking position at the Akkaren goal.
What did you think about that pass of hitting it on the bottom, hoping it would bounce up so his teammate could get it?
It's quite a risk, but it can pay off. So sometimes you try that. And they obviously wanted to try and score.
Players in the water, new player thrown out.
Oh wow! So actually,
out.
Akkaren now still was with 6 players in the water instead of 5. So now they have to go. Now they have to go down to 4 players, and yeah, that's obviously they have to call timeout to get themselves organized.
It will cost them 2 goals probably.
Yeah, I think against 4 players they will likely take the next goal quite quickly.
But they will get a player back then.
As soon if you're having a fewer players, so if you're having time penalties against your team, and you're being scored against, 1 time penalty ends instantly, and you can fill up 1 player.
No.
So they won't necessarily have to stay in with 4 players in the water for a very long time, but we'll see. So I'll be curious now. There will be another free throw for Molde, and let's just check where the Molde players are going to position themselves prior to the free throw. Even they will try to take up a lot of space around the goal of Akkaren, so the Akkaren defenders won't even have a chance to really defend once the ball gets close to the basket. So we have Eben Trahog sitting out there.
And Andre Martinsen. I don't think Andre has so much Euroleague experience. So
blue team ready, white team ready.
This is there's quite a bit of pressure on a player.
Yeah, totally. Like when you play in these matches, also against Molde, is always very stressful to play. You can make some mistakes and faults that you would usually not make. It's just the nerves that come in. So let's see what Molde does with this free throw. Here's Marius Skara, I think, down to the bottom.
So there's a lot of...
he tries to bring the ball over the goal, tries to pull the goalie up, brings it all to the other side, and now comes back to the right side. But number 11 is Jon Reidar Hegdal. He couldn't handle the ball well enough in a short period of time where he had the short chance to score.
Boarding is coming in again.
And now it's Ivar from the left hand side.
That's a sure thing. Yeah. Goal.
He's such a strong player, and he has a very good finning technique. So also with 1 stroke of his fins, he's accelerating very quickly, and with all his strength and mass, there's just a huge impact on the goalie. That's why he's such a good scorer.
So Boarding passed over to Ivar Bjørnedam.
Assist number 1.
And now they've got the score is, what is it now? It is 5 or 6?
You allowed 5 players.
They're really worn out.
We can see Marius Buna is lying out there and trying to breathe again.
Sort of and now Akkaren trying to get to the other side. They're not even moving forward, they're moving backward now.
So we have Lilovic. He will likely try to hold on to the ball with use of his force, and we're mastered with the ball.
They've lost it.
Yeah, they've lost it again. So here's Matus Mikkelsen, bringing it over, and you will see always Øyvind Nyhus is always in the counter-attacks. He's a good fin swimmer, so he'll always start for the counter-attacks, but this pass to Even Bjørnarem was not dangerous enough. Evan could not put up a pressure on the goal.
Nonetheless, they turn it over immediately.
Yeah, they keep the ball.
Oh, here we come.
Can he score or not? Christian Schaefer pulled the ball away, and they will have a go at the counter-attack with Alden Pettersson here. Makes a good way. He doesn't see his teammate in front of him.
That was a shame. So now they've stolen the basket.
They've stolen the basket. Can they manage to bring the ball to the basket here? No, actually the player who stole the basket
he gave up.
Gave up because obviously he can't stay there for eternity.
He was already probably low on oxygen. Now it's a typical counter-attack here. Fast break.
Leif Søvik. It's a 1-on-2.
And he's
just gives it over to the other side. This is Marius Skara trying a big pass through all the people on Pettersson. He's trying to move in, and now you can see as number 1 Pettersson, he came in there, and he actually worked his way into the defender's position in the middle. He gave a pass to the left-hand side, but he stayed with his whole body in the middle, just in front of the goal, so he hampered the defender to go around the goal and to help on the other side. So the defender was on the right side, and he gave the ball to the left-hand side and stayed in the middle. You can see that he gets the ball. The defender, number 88, is being blocked away, and now he gave the ball away, but he stayed in the position, which he can do.
He screened him.
Yeah, he screened him, which he can do, because you are not allowed to move a player who doesn't have the ball. So as long as he had the ball, he could move the defender away. And once he gave the ball away, he just stayed where he was. And as he's a huge guy, it was really difficult for the defender to try and go around him. So that gave his comrade the time and the space to be able to score.
It's very frustrating for the defender to have such a big obstacle in
he had a little behind the back pass and another behind the back pass, which his first teammate didn't see. So next try for counter attack. Can he keep the ball? No. That's Owen who stripped it away. Marius Skara again takes the ball up to the surface. They slow roll for a bit now. Mattis Wolby in possession now.
A fake pass.
Coming from the left-hand side.
All the way over to the other side.
Jon Radar Hegdal, can he score there? Tries to get hold of the head of the goalie, but he can't really.
But he holds on to the ball.
But he just keeps the ball. Also, this pass was very risky. But Molde can afford to play risky passes because they are very confident in the fact that they will win them back once they lose them quite quickly. So now Akkaren wins the ball onto the surface. Here's Christian Schäfer, I believe. And they got a bit of space. Here's a counter.
He's going to score.
No, I think goalie was quick enough. He gets the ball over to the left-hand side, but there's immediately 2 defenders for Molde who crashed in.
That was their best opportunity.
Now, can he score? There's no real defender now, but Iver Bjørnarem comes in to help, so now they bring the ball over, but they lost it.
Yes,
and here's Bording and Pettersson for the counter-attack. Well, we have the wrong camera here.
We have a...
So there's an interruption. Referee shows goal. Unfortunately, we couldn't see the goal because we were on the wrong camera.
7, assist number 1.
So there was another assist for Bording and Pettersson, another goal for Ivar Bjørnarem, if I got that right.
Yes.
That seemes to be the axis of evil. Well, now we can actually see the...
What happened?
Yeah, just there was no defender.
He removed the goalie quite easily.
Yeah,
he's a big guy.
He's a huge guy, and he just wraps his left arm all around him. And then once he gets a tight hold to the goalie, he just turns around his whole body. And as he's the heavier guy, the stronger guy, he will move away the goalie more than the goalie will stay in the same place.
Another fast break.
Defense is in place. Can he score all on his own? No, he brings the ball over to the other side. But defense makes a really good job at really trying to hold on and fight in. And now they won the ball, but that's a strange thing to do, I think. When the goalie, he won the ball, but he was so close to his own basket. He had many Molde players around him. He didn't want to hold on to the ball, so he just threw it away in hope that one of his teammates would pick it up. But he couldn't. There was nobody, so the ball was immediately with Molde again. With Ivar with the ball under the goal, and defense trying to pick it. It's interruption from above.
See, penalty or time's out.
No,
that's it. That's it. It's 16 seconds on the clock, but that's not accurate.
Yeah, I think our clock was just some seconds in delay, so that's halftime. We go into halftime with a score of
7-0,
8-0. It's
8-0.
So it's a clear score, but we wouldn't expect otherwise, because obviously Molde has shown that they have to be the strongest team in the competition right now.
It's a little bit sad that Akkaren has had trouble lifting their game up during the Euroleague. In every season they've struggled, really. So.
Yeah, it's one of the strongest competitions you could join as a team, and obviously if you have difficulties of your players always being there when you need them, Oh, that was close also. Here we have the first goal of Oyvind, I think, but we couldn't see it actually. Well, yeah, it's
Okay, we'll be returning in a minute. Right now, we're gonna show the highlights. You're tuned into the Underwater Rugby channel.
So we have our sponsors in the back there. Our team.
All right, welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody.
Davril Tien and Jan Kinderman here in Vienna, and we are about to start the second half of the first match of the day between Molde and Akkaren. And this has been pretty much a wipeout, 8-0.
8-0, a very clear match.
And we could feel this from the beginning, that it was going to be like this.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting because still Molde was very dominant, but we could see that Akkaren was putting up really a fight wherever they could. They tried to get back in position anytime they've been brought out, but just the individual class of the players was not high enough. But it's going to be interesting to see if at some point they will mentally just give up and say, yeah, whatever, or if they can keep up the good attitude and really fight for every second they're not being scored against, because really that's what they have to do. Like when you're playing Akkaren in this game, every second that you're not being scored against is a win for you. So you're just fighting for
respect.
Yeah, you're really fighting for respect, and also, I mean, it's really good because if you can manage to not being scored against for quite a period against Molde, that means that against teams that are not that effective in attack, you'll have a good chance of not being scored against at all. So yeah, you can learn a lot in these games.
Practicing good mental habits.
Yeah, the mental habits is what you get here. So we'll see who wins the ball.
I think it'll be somebody from Molde.
It's Christian Schaefer who's going for the ball. He's a quick guy as well, but I think it's going to be Ivar Bjarnarem for Molde who's trying to get a hold of it.
But it's where the ball ends up. That's
yeah,
the most important
it's
thing.
not about who. Okay, so we have a substitution. So Jon Rada Hegdal went out and Øystein Skorholm came in. Let's have a look. And it's Ivar's hand first on the ball. played a risky pass just over.
Didn't pay off.
Didn't pay off in this case, but you know, that's just the style of Molde. They always just fluke the ball forward, and they expect the rest of their team to be there. So Molde is going forward again. That's Geir Magnus Strand with the ball. He's very active, has been a very active player in the first half. We have Neuhus with the ball, but defender is in place.
Holding him out, he's got his foot up there,
And
blocking the way,
Strand
but
is
now they've
Strand is already there.
stripped away all the defenders, no goalie.
And also on the left side there's Marius Skare in position, I believe. And then and now you have
Joshua Royawaga is
he's
holding
trying to
on,
clinch the
yeah.
ball away, and that worked
and
because
he got it.
we had Skorholm lying under the goal free, so if Neuhus would have been able to rip the ball free and give it down, that would likely have been a goal. But
Royawaga is a young guy, strong, and gaining experience in every EuroLeague round.
yeah, he's a very physical, strong player. And now we see a clinching, a scrum at the surface. And now the ball has
pops out and
been
molded.
given down, and it is Øyvind Neuhus. Neuhus is not the physical player that that scrums a lot, but okay, behind the back pass to the left-hand side by Skare. But you see there's actually all of Akkaren players close to their own basket right here. Okay, we see number 8 for Akkaren deep down with the shoulder. That's Rune Nilsson.
Score soon.
Oh, and that was a goal for Bardinge Pettersson.
Yes.
So there was a little bit of a hole by the head. I think he pushed him just a little bit to make it big enough for the goal.
Assist number
And he's got such long arms that there's a lot of force when he swings the ball in.
That's the point. He's actually quite far away from the goal, and still he can apply a lot amount of pressure, either with his free hand holding or pushing the goalie, and also with the powering the ball through a hole that's not actually big enough for the ball, but he doesn't care really.
No, he's got to start to get it in, and then just jams it in.
Here you see his big swing movement. He takes the ball back and then really hammers it in. Okay, Akkaren trying to bring the ball forward. Here's Alma Pettersson. Brings it over to the
Behind the back
pass. Here's Marius Bunas with the ball.
They pass over to the other side, and they can score.
And they could actually score. That was a really good attack for Akkaren. Props to the team. They did not give up. They really put everything in. And who scored there? That was a really beautiful attack. There was 5 players in sequence involved.
So that was...
It might have been Alden Pettersson actually.
Was it Bunas who delivered the ball?
Yeah, Bunas was on the left-hand side, and there was a second player in the middle who took space in the middle and took the space of the defender away, and then he delivered the ball from left, from Bunas into the middle, and then straight to the right-hand side where the attacker was free. And we still could not see who scored that goal, sadly. So we have Iver trying to power into the defense, being clinched, and now we'll see if that pays off. Yeah, actually Akkaren gets the ball out. No, Iver wins it back. And down there.
Now
and this is
pushing. It's Bardinge again.
It's Pettersson again, and
he gets it down. It's at the bottom.
But it's been scrummed away. It's been, and they're doing a good job now, Akkaren, in trying this.
Oh, that was. Oh. He didn't see the.
Yeah, Waldhoek, he won the ball. He was in the right spot to go for counter-attack, and then sadly there was an attack. Okay, we have a bit grabbing around the head of Ivar Brianne Ram here. I think
they should have called that attack
on
the head.
You should call that, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it goes. Here goes and here goes Akkaren again. Øyvind Trohope. Yeah, on the left-hand side.
2-on-2, they lose it.
Yeah, they lost the ball there, but can they bring it away? Yeah. So ball is back with Akkaren, and you see that Akkaren cannot put up the intense forechecking once they lost the ball, as Molde was able to do for the most part of the first half. And there's Mattis Valby in the middle, being passed now.
1-on-2.
He's 1-on-2. Can he free the defender away for a good pass over to the left side? Yes, it comes.
Be a goal here.
It's Skare who scores from the left-hand side. He was all free. And there also, you could see that Valby, when he had the ball, he went into the defender, and he didn't want to score. He just took the defender and tried to remove him as far as possible away from the goal. Watch it here.
Yeah.
He really grabs him, and then he goes over, brings the ball to the other side, and Skare is free to score from the head.
That was nice the way he pushed it over tried first on the one side and then on the other.
Yeah.
87.
So assist goes to Valby in this case, and score to Mariusz Skare.
So this is likely to be a double-digit, 20. They could score 20 in this game.
Well,
possibly.
I don't think it's likely, but we'll see how it goes. Here's Lilovic losing the ball to the defender.
1 goal per minute.
Yeah, close to. Okay,
Also,
here's Evan Björnarem bringing. And you see that Evan Nuus, who's the captain, he has an immense amount of contact with the ball because he is always in the free space and trying to carry the ball for the distances and then delivers passes, and that's just his job in this team. And we have another goal scored by Molde right away. And who would have guessed? There was an assist by Boarding Pettersson. He really takes apart the defense of Akkaren at the moment. They don't have a good way of dealing with him because
who scored the last goal there?
I couldn't see it from here.
10.5 minutes.
Yeah,
remaining.
you see. Yeah, it has to be from the other side. Was number 7 again, so Ivo Björnarem, I guess. And yeah, but you could see that that attack is really focused around Boarding and Pettersson. Really trying to pick off either the defender or the goalie while keeping the ball in position to pass it. So Iver on the counter-attack is really quick. But there's 1 defender, 1 goalie. Can he get the ball to someplace good? Yeah, left-hand side.
Wow.
But couldn't score. Good work by the defense, but now second wave with Mariusz Skare.
Just a long pass out to the right side.
Wow, yes. That was just a long pass just over there. He didn't really care if the ball was going to be intercepted or not. He just thought if it does not get intercepted, that's a good chance. And just jams it over there.
Goal number 17.
17, that was...
Leif Servik.
Yes.
Servik scored this goal.
It was a beautiful pass.
Yeah,
because it worked.
Yeah, well, if it works, it's a beautiful pass. If it doesn't work, you might find your team yelling at you for throwing such big, risky passes. And you could actually see the goalie here.
He tried. He couldn't react fast enough.
Yeah, the goalie, he saw the long pass and he got a bit away from the goal and tried to get it. And as this, he was not well positioned anymore and couldn't defend against Servik trying to score. And again, as I said, he's always Nuhus in the counter-attacks. Really good fin swimmer, Evan Björnarem. There's no goalie, but the defender didn't know it. Wow, that's always nasty. When you're a defender, you're sitting in front of the bucket and you think, okay, there's the goalie on. And when you don't know that there's no goalie, you always look kind of stupid in this situation.
So, originally I said they're going to make it to 20. Are you changing your opinion now?
I'm not making any bets here, but you can see that the backward movement for Akkaren is really open here.
You think they're getting tired?
Yeah, really. And you could actually see the goalie for Akkaren, who should have been back there. He was on his way down, decided that that Molde was still far enough away, and he came back up because he wanted to save some breath, and was just not possible. So here's Christian Schaefer trying to get the ball to Torben Nederland, but well, actually they get it back, and
Mostad struggling, managed to get the pass off.
As Walder Haug also for Akkaren, one of the more active players, and Christian Schaefer is also a player with a lot of strength. He likes to hold the ball close to his body. There was actually no defender right here. Can they score a second goal? No, it's just been taken away by the forechecker. So Leif Servik came in to save the goalie here because the defense of Molde was really not there. And now can Molde start another counter-attack?
Oh, they're really
Evan brings it over to Evan Nuhus. Like a clockwork, you can count on him to be in the counter-attack. There was one of the risky passes that we earlier saw, and this time it just went straight into the goalie's hand, so...
Well, it bounced off his leg first.
Yeah, but it can bounce off anything. Yeah. So Netherlands won the ball, tried to push it out. He actually came up to the middle, but he couldn't find a single teammate. And now they're all back on defense again. Wow, that's grabbing around the head, maybe. I should have...
I wouldn't call this a very rough game. It's been pretty.
No, it's not a rough game at all. Also, it doesn't need to, because obviously it's not a close game, so there's no need to go over the borders. Skara and Björnaram trying to put up an offense, but Skara has been blocked away. Loses the ball, but he loses it in the good direction.
Well, every tenth of a second that they hold on to the ball, it's more likely that their teammates are going to come in.
Yeah, it's Mattis Mikkelsen. Out to Magnus Strand. But they lose the ball again in one risky pass, but yeah, you lose the ball and you win the ball.
Wide free throw, attack and equipment. Free throw, attack and equipment.
Oh, so that's a call then.
So there was no goal there.
There was no goal. There would have been a goal instead, but they called attack on equipment instead. So it's free throw for Akkaren, and we saw one of the Akkaren players applauding the referee for the call. So he might have had the feeling that this was overdue.
Well, you look for reasons to. But
so Akkaren, can they calm the game down a bit? Can they gain possession for a bit? It's Odne Pettersson. And I can't see the number there.
Backed over to the corner.
Minutes.
Yeah, they're trying.
7 minutes.
It's a good idea.
Remaining.
It's a good idea to try and hold the ball in the closed side. So for Akkaren now, that's the left side, because on the right side you will have. Well, that was actually a beautiful pass, but there was no one there, so he couldn't see if anybody was there. It was too crowded, but he would just hope or believe or trust his teammates to be there, and he's right.
Oh.
Wow, that was aggressive try for a goal by Pettersson. Strand always still very active.
Little neck grip there, yeah.
So this is, I guess they call holding without the ball here.
Wide free throw.
Yeah.
Wide free throw.
Because the defender won the ball, just shot it out toward the field and was still being held.
Wide timeout. Wide timeout.
By Akkaren.
Yeah, Akkaren calls a timeout to be able to breathe, because obviously they are the team that is more in need of recreation.
They need a break to catch their breath here.
Yeah. But I still feel that Akkaren is making a good game here. They are the team, the weaker team, no question, but they are showing good instinct, and they try to give it everything they can. But you can just see that they are overwhelmed at some places. So sometimes they will have the ball, and there's one guy going for a counterattack, and nobody else can go with it anymore and help him, because they're just so done for. Because normally, when your team wins the ball in defense, you should not normally you should not change. You should not go out. Instead, you should instantly go forward and help your teammate to carry the ball.
Yeah, have to stay down. It's not the time to get oxygen.
Yeah, but sometimes when you defend, and then there's that moment when your teammate wins the ball, you'll just okay, nice, here's the ball, I go change, because now there's a bit of a relief. But this is short-sighted also, but it's just when you're
6.5 minutes
when you're
remaining.
under such a lot of pressure, I think you can't blame anybody.
No, they're tired, and it's about holding themselves together right now.
Yeah, and that free throw
lost so quickly.
Yeah, lost quickly, but they won it back.
They get it back, yeah.
So not that back. Again, Odne Pettersson.
And they managed to hold on to the ball. Head over to the.
And I think there it's gone. It was Skare who pushed out from his own goal to win this one.
Oh no! Molde coming in 2-on-2 again. Long pass, bounces off the knee.
And do they win it?
They're holding there.
What is called there?
I think it must be holding.
Wide throw.
Yeah, it's again holding without the ball. This is a result of
wide free throw holding.
Akkaren really just shooting the ball out as soon as they win it, because the Molde players who are already positioned at the goal, when they see that the pass is not coming through but it's being snatched off by the defender, they instantly grab him and want to win the ball back. But if you just throw the ball back, okay, here's a good chance, brings it over to the right side. Can they put the pressure on the goal? No, the ball's been stripped away.
all the way over here on the
Marius Skara in counter-attack.
break.
The defender
Holds
screens
on.
him.
He's waiting for a teammate.
Yeah, he's waiting for a teammate. Brings it down to Pettersson.
Set.
He
They
got the
scored.
goalie away, but he's been clinched away, so couldn't keep the ball.
I wonder if the ball went in and bounced
Mikkelsen
out.
over to the left-hand side. Does Nordal. Couldn't score. Close one.
But the ball's still on the bottom.
Yeah, and here again, he just shoots the ball out and it comes straight back.
That's just fatigue. They're too tired to even attempt to swim
Yeah.
out with it.
So Lilovic clinched the ball, and he relies on his strength to just keep the ball for a few seconds to give his teammates some rest. And that's really all that they're trying to accomplish here.
Okay, so I have to say now, Akkaren has slowed things down enough that
Yeah,
getting to 20 is going to be more difficult.
Warning to white number. What's your number? What? 14.
okay, white 14 will be Waldehag.
Attacking the hip.
Håkon Waldehag.
Warning. Blue free throw.
What was the warning for?
It was for roughing.
Roughing. Okay. So
Also, Molde, I think, slowed down. Like if they had interest in scoring more goals here, like if that would accomplish anything for Molde, they could power through more goals, I believe. But there's just no need for them. So here's Pettersson again. Skara lying in the middle on the right-hand side, already somebody positioned, but the pass was stripped off.
Again,
Nodal gets it back.
4 minutes.
Over to the right hand, Mattis Mikkelsen with the ball. Gets it down to Evan Bjørnarem. But you see 5 Akkaren players down there in defense, winning the ball, but after that, there's just not enough people who can power the ball out. Another behind the back pass to the left-hand side.
score.
That was
Blue goal.
that was quite beautiful again. That was all a screen again, so
Goal number 30. Assist.
Was it Niall
Assist
Nordal?
number 7.
no, I don't think so. Well, here's Boarding Pettersson with the pass, and you see Mario Skare, who didn't score, but he stayed in between the defender and the scorer, so he could not be attacked by the defender. And this is really a key element of attacking the goal in underwater rugby, and also Molde has really pushed it to the limit to just take up the space. And if you have huge players like Marius Skare or Boarding Pettersson, they're really huge guys. They have their body is just enormously enormous, and if they're just lying in your way, you have hard time to go around them.
Again, the over the back pass. For a club player, a lot of coaches would say don't pass over the back, but at this level, they do it repeatedly.
Yeah, and this is just okay.
Another
Well,
goal.
defense won the ball back, but actually Övernu was below the
Goal.
defender, stripped the ball out, and
Just
instantly
put
could
it in,
score.
yeah.
Number 3 and goal number 8.
And they gave the assist to Øystein Sjöholm.
3 assist, goal number 8.
Well, that was a good example of Nuhu's having a great game awareness. He's very
Yeah,
3 minutes and 20
he's
seconds.
a lot less in the scrum, but
3
always
minutes and
a
20
meter beneath it, and that's just where his good swimming comes best into use, because when the ball is stripped out from a scrum, you have that one guy just beneath it who gets the ball and just hits the button and accelerates. Then that's just what the spot where you
How
want to
much
be.
time are you spending on swim
Blue
technique?
free
and
throw, white number 11.
Well,
Removing a man
we
without
have
a ball.
one swimming training per week, whereas only endurance training and technique training for fin swimming technique. But unfortunately, I'm not taking part because in the meantime, I'm doing a beginners rugby training at the same pool.
No, they're only 5.
So yeah, actually,
They're
I
only
have to do
5.
that by myself, and I have to be honest that right now I'm doing not enough. But as I'm being injured and not playing, that really doesn't matter actually.
So would you say that there's a lot of pressure to get into better shape and to have better agility by swimming more and being more comfortable in the pool? The level has gotten higher here.
Yeah, it sure has. So We have Nordal with the ball trying to go in, but he's all alone. Tries to grab the goalie, brings it down on the left-hand side.
Björn Inge Pettersson coming in on the bottom there.
Grabs the ball, gives it over to the right-hand side. We could see that coming. Wow, and it was another goal for Neuhus.
Goal.
Was that Neuhus? No, it was actually Leif Sørvik.
Goal number 17.
Yeah, I feel like when you're playing on a level like in Euroleague, you have to really push your just your physical prowess in by any means. So
2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining.
for me, for example, when I started to play, I was 84 kilos, which is with my body height. I'm like 194. Is not enough. I just lack the strength and the mass to be able to complete really well. So I had to put myself on fitness training, strength training, putting up some muscles. But and yeah, on the other hand, if you're just really strong but you don't have enough endurance, that's what you're going to have to work on.
So you have to commit to strength training
at this level. If you want to play at this level, you really have to commit to the sport. You have to work quite a bit to put yourself in shape. Wow, and they just powered around the goal again.
Blue goal. Assist number 1, goal number 7.
So Björnarem and Bård Inge Pettersson team up again, and even Björnarem is he must have scored 6 or 7 goals now.
1 minute and 40
Yeah.
seconds remaining of the match.
Although this goal here goes on the account of Pettersson, because it was the pass by Björnarem to Pettersson, which more often goes the other way around, but obviously this way also works. So now Akkaren, can they try to put up another goal? They sure do try.
The ball drifts up to the surface, and now they've lost it.
They lost, but Walderhaug's trying to forecheck in the middle, but he was a bit alone on this mission of forechecking there. And now Rogelia was already sitting in defense, but we'll see if it... Well, they win the ball, but you see they cannot get it away from the goal.
1 minute remaining.
The second after he won the ball, he was already clinched by Mikkelsen.
The defenders are low on air at that point.
He kept the ball, and then he threw a risky pass outwards, which ended up in the hands of Mattis Valby. And now they can go for counter-attack with Krahag.
Well,
Can he get it? Can he get the ball off to a teammate?
Did you see that he stabilized the ball by putting his foot on it? That was cool.
Yeah, that was a little trick there.
Yeah.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
So then here's Christian Schaefer trying to give it everything. Plays the pass in the
30
right
seconds
direction,
left.
but just no teammates
Bård Inge
were.
Pettersson coming in. He's
And
going to be 1 on 2.
And he can just
no, 2
swim
on
the
2.
whole distance without being hampered there. Was Skara trying to score, couldn't, gives the ball away again on the right hand side to Pettersson, who then instantly gave it back again to the left hand side.
Oh, another goal. Was that Björnarem or who was it?
Oh no, I don't think so. Well,
Blue goal. Blue goal.
well, to sum up this match, the second half, yeah, you see the defender won the ball, but he just held it down because he was already being attacked and just wanted to hold the ball as far away from his direct opponent that the second forechecker could just take the ball out of the open hand.
That was Gaia Mangastrand who scored the last goal.
Yeah, okay.
Assisted by Bård Inge Pettersson.
And this has to be end of match.
The end of the game. 18-1.
18-1, so very clear match for the beginning, but also this was one of the... Well, it was clear that this was going to be one of the favorite, the favorite for this whole tournament and season against one of the teams who is fighting for, who's still without points from the first round. So they are
in danger of losing their.
They just want to win any games.
And we can see the schedule here today. The next matchup is Tampere and Flipper,
which really should be a good game. I expect Tampere against Flipper to be a really interesting game that can go either way, I think. well, just judging from what we saw in the first round. And it's going to be about which team has the better lineup